New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams. NYC.
What's going on? This is JLS from Knick O Time Show. Here giving that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to celebrate a huge Knicks win because for the first time in 10 years, your New York Knicks have made it to the second round of the playoffs. So gunshots for these Knicks, all right? Beating the Cavs 106-95. And we got stats on stats. A lot of double figures and contributors today. RJ Barrett gives you 21 points and 4 assists. Julius Randle in his short stint gives you 13 and 6. Mitch Rob, the block nest monster, goes insane and gives you 13 points and 19 rebounds on the night. Hart gives you 4 points and 12 rebounds and damn near plays the whole game. Brunson chips in with 23. IQ gives you 19 and Obi gives you 12. But the score, the stat of the night is the rebound. The Knicks out-rebound the Cavs 62-35. Shout out to these New York Knicks. Listen, man, all this talk about, the Knicks, we didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell. Oh no, we should have gave it away, Mitch. We should have traded RJ. No, those players stepped up and they came through today. And the guy who's supposed to trade, the guy who's supposed to be in the trade for Donovan Mitchell, helped us get past the Cavs, and the Knicks are looking up. Second round, here we come, and we're gonna talk about the games, man. We're gonna talk about it all. Before we talk about it, salute to the chat. Shout out to Fubu TV. All right, if you want to watch the Knicks for free, go to FubuTV.com/KOT and shout out my guys. All right, first and foremost, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. You know the vibes. We outside. Let's go.
Woo, what a win. They didn't even put up a fight. You know, you would have thought we were against the ropes the way we came out and played. Not that is crazy. It's crazy. Oh man. Also, you already know, man, I have to introduce you to the Latin assassin, ESPN contributor, posting and toasting contributor, my man Lee Escobedo. What's going on, Lee?
Yo. Y'all know who's outside? James Dolan's outside. My man finally shut up, step back, and let the real professionals do their work. I died their props to James Dolan because I've been ripping James Dolan a new one for more than 10 years, longer than that, almost 20 years. And my man has finally become a competent owner, hiring the right people in the right places, and we outside. Let's go.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching some show and they was talking about how this guy who was a longtime Knicks fan, he had a real disdain for the Knicks and he couldn't stand James Dolan. But the way this team is playing, the way Jalen Brunson is taking control of the game, the way Julius Randle is in this game, the way IQ and Obi Toppin and Josh Hart have come together, he can't help but become a Knicks fan once again. So shout out to James Dolan, who's chilling in the back with harmonica and allowing us to rattle off these rings, upset the world. We outside.
The harmonica.
Playing happy songs, right? Playing happy songs right now. Woo.
Oh, man.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with the man of the hour. Let's start with the man of the hour, the block nest monster. I remember when Jared Allen was a Net, and Nets fans were talking about Jared Allen was better than Mitch Robinson. I remember those days. I remember when people were saying that Mitch Robinson was overpaid because he was getting $13 million a year for a few years. I remember people talking about he's immature. I remember people talking about, he's not really worth the money. This man is worth every penny we paid him. He outplayed every big in that Cavs lineup. Sometimes it took two of them to command one of him. his rebounding numbers today, guys, is just historic. 19 rebounds in the playoff game. I think we said behind the scenes, he was laughing at some point how easy it was to kind of bully these guys. And I just command Mitch, because this is one of those games where he won us the game. The turnover numbers were kind of even. The points off turnovers were kind of even. We started out shooting well, 50% at halftime. And the numbers are kind of close, but the thing that really tipped us over the edge was the 11 offensive rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. And it's a team effort because RJ Barrett goes to the hole and leaves gaps for Mitch to get the rebound. And Jalen Brunson is the same. And Mitch is able to combat and take advantage of those opportunities. So shout out to Mitchell Robinson, who did a tremendous job this entire series, taking control of the game. Game ball goes to my man, money making Mitch. Okay. Okay. What you got? What you got, Lee?
Told y'all I wasn't scared about this series, man. I got roasted on Twitter, got roasted in my articles in the comment section, I roasted on the YouTube section of Knick O Time Show. I can't remember that guy's name. It's like Severe Tweets or something. It's like something pause like that. He's in the YouTube comment section telling me that I was wrong about how the Knicks are better than the Cavs at every single matchup. Point guard, small forward, power forward, center, head coach, bench. We wiped them all, but every single matchup, we beat them. Even when Obi Toppin was in the game, him and Randle combined were better than Evan Mobley. Like especially the bench, which really was the X factor. They had no answer to the combination of Toppin, Hart, and Stein, Emmanuel Quickly, and Josh Hart. And boy, Walking Dead for real. We saw the corpse of Ricky Rubio, Danny Green. I mean, these are like bums. It's like laughable. It was never a consistent when they were in, how long they were in, game to game. It's like he just had like no idea what to do, JB Bickerstaff, and just threw out some bet, hoping there would be a spark when that spark died off about 3 or 4 years ago. So I think this was an unbelievable masterclass by Tom Thibodeau. I told you he would outcoach JB Bickerstaff. The man has evolved. I ripped up a sign. Ain't no more fire Tibbs, just hire Tibbs, re-sign Tibbs, put that man a 2-3 year extension. We'll roll him out there in a wheelchair and an IV. Put hospice out there on the sideline and let that man ride until he can't ride no more.
Damn right. We need him to be doing Popovich numbers. Like he needs to be here forever. Like no doubt. Ever. I need him to be 20, 30, 40 plus years. I need his consciousness downloaded into an AI. All right. So we can implant
that.
Ice. We can implant that in another young coach coming up, okay? All right.
Oh my God.
Tibbs ain't going nowhere, bro. He ain't going nowhere.
And he shouldn't.
Go ahead, Ryan G.
Facts. I just wanted to point out some stats right quick. So the Cavs combination of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. Today they had a total of 13 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson by himself, 18 rebounds. Offensive rebounds, Mobley and Allen together, 3 offensive boards. Mitch by himself, 11 offensive rebounds. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley together, they scored 10 points the whole game. Mitchell Robinson by himself, 13 points. Mitchell Robinson is the MVP of this game. He dominated in the paint. They couldn't get no boards. Yeah. None. It doesn't matter whether it was offensive or defensive, no boards whatsoever because of Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
He dominated this game in the paint and took Cleveland's bigs out of the game completely. And then on top of that, Cleveland could not get to the basket as well because he was there in the middle to block anything coming his way. Mitchell Robinson, I am not worthy. Yeah. I am not worthy.
Yeah.
MVP of the game easily today, no doubt about it.
Easily.
Yep.
When your go-to guy starting point guard is shooting 36% from the field today from Brunson, 33% from 3, and we still were able to win convincingly. That's because we are doing the little things, and that's exactly what happened. And also, I also want to point out Josh Hart's brilliance. Played 46 minutes today. Josh Hart is rebounding so well. Like, a lot of times we get killed when Mitchell Robinson, has to rotate and try to block a shot because no one else is going to be able to rebound the ball after he leaves his post and block a shot. But having Josh Hart play 47 minutes helped Mitch be able to be even more aggressive, deterring penetrators. Josh Hart finished the game with 12 rebounds, 9 on the defensive end, kind of cleaning up the mess that rotating defenses did. So really, really good job from Josh Hart. Only gave 4 points, but a +7 on the night, played monster defense on Donovan Mitchell and cleaned up on the boards. And man, best pickup in the after the All-Star break, as Lee would say, man. Josh Hart.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And salute to the chat. I see you. I see the super chats coming in. Shout out $5 super chat for Michael Parker. Says Money Mitch is at the very least co-MVP of the series. I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Listen, a lot of reasons we're even in these games. I know Jalen Brunson's brilliance has a lot to do with it. I know RJ Barrett had some great games. Shout out to RJ Barrett, who was another fishing game today. We'll get to him.
Yeah.
But
damn.
Rebounds have consistently been the story for about 4 out of the 5 games. I think the Cavs only out rebounded us 1 game. And on top of that, the Knicks right now last in the NBA in 3-point shooting in the playoffs. But we're still able to litigate that because we're getting so many offensive rebounds. So shout out to Mitch Robinson, shout out to even Hart and Stein and Hart, those guys who are doing the dirty work, who keeping us in this game, even though our shooting hasn't been the best. All right. So shout out to you, Michael Parker. Also, another $5 super chat from Hinton Murphy, who just wants to support. And another $5 super chat from BKNY. He says, never forget the term rhetoric. The media used but my Donovan Mitchell mid-3. Jalen is an overpay, depth and development over star chasing. Yeah, man. This is a feel-good win because all the smack we've gotten from the media about, Donovan Mitchell, we should have traded for him. LOL, Knicks, man, y'all dropped the ball. The fact that we went into Ohio, took home court advantage from them, then finished the job in 5 back in Ohio, shows the type of team that we are, the resilient team that we are. RJ Barrett was great. He was on the money when he said we're going to shock the world this season. And we're proving it right now, proving all these doubters and these haters wrong, man. Great series by the Knicks. Great series, man.
All facts.
Let's get into RJ Barrett.
Let's go.
Yes, the Bodman.
Let's get it. 35 minutes on a night. Ever since JJ Redick and Stephen A called him out, he's turned the corner. Highest plus minus of the night goes to who? The Bodman. Plus 21 on the night. Shot 50% from 3, 2 of 4, 7 of 13 from the line, from the field. He's finishing, guys. He's finishing at the rim. What we've been waiting for is happening. He's finishing at the rim. And shout out to Tibbs for adjusting and playing smart, using IQ as a decoy point guard, only to hand it off to RJ, get it to his strong hand, and punish these dudes on the offensive end. Tibbs found a nice way to kind of vary the looks he got in kind of pick and roll and use it off of actions involving RJ and Emmanuel quickly. RJ, man, great game, both ends of the floor.
Yes, sir. And I just want to show everybody the jersey I'm wearing today in case y'all ain't noticed.
Show them, baby. 9 God.
RJ Barrett, let's go.
9 God, baby.
9 God.
Yeah, man, but a lot of it is Tibbs because RJ Barrett, the reason why he was able to be so great in this series, and at least the last part of the series, was because, like you said, there was a lot of handoffs to RJ Barrett as he was going left, which kind of gave him momentum going to the basket. And then as he's driving to the basket, he's able to take his time and not force anything, take his time, read the defense, and just try to find little angles that he could use to get to the basket and finish at the rim. Like, honestly, I think, if we had to criticize the things that we criticize RJ Barrett about this season, like the fact that he's not able to finish at the rim over length and things of that nature. Like all of a sudden, these playoffs, he's finishing over length and he's turned into an elite finisher at the rim. It's like out the blue. He just all of a sudden is just finishing at the rim at will. And I think that's due to Thibs putting him in situations where he's able to get to his left hand and get to the basket and take his time. And then usually he'd have a small defender on him as well. He would just use his power pretty much to get to the basket and finish at the rim. And also on top of that, he played great defense throughout this playoffs as well. Another thing that we complain about RJ Barrett on the defensive end, that he wasn't putting in the effort. And this whole series, he's played great defense. And I think like if we had an image of what we wanted RJ Barrett to be, he is displaying that image right now in the playoffs. And it's the best time. It's the best time for him to show up like this. The best time.
This was the perfect RJ Barrett game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As a third option, which is what he is, I don't think he'll ever be a second. We could probably all agree on that. He's an unbelievable third option, and at 21 points, that's the best you can ask for him. But more so, it's the efficiency. That's what I've been talking about for the last couple of months. 7 of 13, 2 of 4 from three-point land, only shooting 4 threes, which anytime he keeps that number 4 or below, I think that's when he's as most efficient, because the rest of the attempts are coming at the rim. 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, highest plus minus of a night. If he can be this RJ Barrett, not 30, 35 points, taking 21, 22 shots, but this RJ Barrett, we're done at the finals.
Yo, the crazy part though, Lee, he's been the second option for the last 3 games. Like, honestly, he's been our second leading scorer. He's been the guy who's been most reliable. He seems like he's been getting better as the series going on, picking his spot. He's not usually the guy, but let him be the second option. But I feel like he's been like pretty much the second option and the guy who has been the most dependable during this series, which is why I commend him. And I've said in the beginning of the season, or in the middle of the season, we are a high caliber all-star wing away from making a serious run at a chip. And I still feel that way if he keeps playing this way. But he has to continue to play this way, though. But also, Julius Randle has to kind of wake up from the doldrums, too, for us to get to that. Because now he's up and Julius Randle is down. But the reason why we've been able to sustain Julius Randle being down offensively anyway is because RJ Barrett has picked up the slack partially. Yeah. The team in general has picked up the slack. But RJ Barrett has picked up a lot of the scoring slack that we thought we was going to get from Randle. So this is a big series from him, man. He really answered the bell. He's a guy who really responds to criticism, it seems like. When he gets down, when he gets benched, when Thibs takes little shots at him in the press conference, he usually has a big game right after that. So I don't know, man. I think he's just built to get down first and then get back up.
I think he hated that he was the centerpiece in Donovan Mitchell trade too. That had to rub him the wrong way. It's like, I matched up against a guy that y'all wanted to trade me for before you even put ink on the contract to re-sign me. Like, that was motivation for him to come out and show that he was a better player. And I would say in this series, he was a better player than Donovan Mitchell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Donovan Mitchell was a no-show. He was a no. I don't even know how else to say it. But this is why I keep saying Brunson is. I'm get off with that. What do you got anything to say, Ryan?
No, speaking on Donovan Mitchell, I'm even surprised he scored 28 points because that was a very quiet 28 points, and it was off 26 shot attempts as well, 11 of 26 from the field. So Knicks pretty much kept him in check almost the whole series. He's only had maybe one excellent game, and that was the first game of the series. And after that, it was just shutdown city.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree. And this is why personally I like Jalen Brunson's game. I kind of feel like if you're able to trap Donovan Mitchell at that 3-point line, it seems he doesn't have that other gear where you can slow down and operate in that middle area or lower area. It's either full speed or nothing. And Brunson has that other speed where if you trap him at 3-point line, he can still get to the middle and methodically break you down, head fake, get to the hole, pass it out, reverse left shoulder, reverse right shoulder, pivot, counter. Like he has the whole package. And when it comes to skill, I know Donovan Mitchell has explosiveness, but Brunson's footwork and intelligence is different. And today he had a bad second half of the game, and we still ended up winning. But man, I'm still Team Brunson all the way, man. Great game. And I want to give Julius Randle some props too, because good recovery from Julius Randle. I don't know if any guys have anything to say about Randle's game today.
Yeah, first and foremost, it was sad to see him go down with the ankle injury. I'm hoping that it's not too serious. He's able to come back for the second round. But yeah, I think Julius Randle, he just kept it simple. He saw his outside shot was not working. He already knows he's too powerful for these Cleveland bigs. Yeah. He's too powerful for all of them. So what did he do? He drove to the basket and took advantage of his power. And that's exactly what he did. And he had a lot of drives to the basket and passes out to the 3-point line. I think quickly hit a 3 and somebody else hit a 3. So he was definitely, feeding the ball, knowing that he didn't have it offensively. And then when he finally started to get into the game in the second quarter and started to punish people inside, that's what he should have been doing all series. You have the size advantage in all these dudes. Just use your power and just bulldoze them. And that's what he was doing. I was glad to see him wake up. I'm hoping that when he comes back from his injury, he'll stick to that same method of trying to dominate whoever is on him by taking them into the paint. Depending on our matchup, I don't know if we're going to face the Bucks or the Heat, but I was glad to see that he finally woke up and he finally found a way to actually impact the game. And I was proud to see that from Julius Randle tonight.
I lost a lot of respect for people who I thought knew somewhat of ball this past summer when the Knicks signed Jalen Brunson, and I heard 3 lefties on the same team. That is one of the most
propaganda,
absolute stupidest takes you could possibly have. Anytime I heard that as a roast for the Knicks, I was like, all right, I gotta mute this guy in the chat, or I gotta block this guy on Twitter. This is an unbelievable ass take. And as you saw tonight, the 3 lefties had no problem coexisting together. In fact, I would say they thrive together. Thibodeau kind of had Randle to get him going early when the 3-point shot was. He started using him as a decoy, and Randle racked up a quick 6 assists in that same play over and over again. Driving to the basket and then whip into the left corner for whichever 3-point shooter was there. It was a combination of Randle, Hart, and Brunson that he found that knocked down IQ, but knocked down wide open threes because of the attention that he demands as a gravitational force driving to the hoop. So he was on it. I think he really shook off the rust and realized that Evan Mobley can't guard him at this point in his career. Mobley is a solid team defender. I would say he's a superstar level team defender, but individually he still has trouble in stronger, bigger, longer matchups. And Randle was too much for him this series. And this is the first game that Randle realized that and took advantage of that in the block. So I think he was on the right track with his mind. And I think that will carry over once he returns from the ankle injury to have the right aggressive mindset to get his buckets, because he's going to have some moments of barbecue chicken when Kevin Love's on him against the Heat. If it's the Heat.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's the Heat.
I hope it's the Heat too. I hope it's the Heat. I hope it's, man. RIP to Randle's ankle, man. It was tough seeing that happen to him. I know he was frustrating, getting into a rhythm once again, finally, and then having to go down again. But the good news is, from the eye test anyway, it looked like he was able to walk under his own power. As a guy who had a lot of ankle problems before, I've sprained my ankle playing ball, no lie, 15 times. It's a lot. So he to me, he looked like he might be back in 4 or 5 days. It don't look like super crazy. So I'm praying for a prolonged series between the Miami Heat and the Bucks, in which Jimmy Butler finishes them off in the game 7 somewhere. And then we give Julius Randle the optimal rest where he come back and bully ball these Miami Heat. Because we need some get back from when Pat Riley left us back in the day, and we need some get back. And what a better way to get to the next round but to take out our long rivals, the Miami Heat. That'll be an amazing series. Just story wise, just the history of it all. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Jimmy Butler's been nothing less but phenomenal. Probably the second best player in these playoffs after Devin Booker. He's been unbelievable, but with Hero and Oladipo out, that's their third and fifth leading scorers. That puts a lot of pressure on Kyle Lowry, Matt Strus, and Bam Adebayo to carry that load, and Duncan Robinson. And he's going to be barbecue chicken for anyone that hunts him on switches. I mean, the Knicks are going to feast when Duncan Robinson's on the court, because he's actually been playing a lot of minutes for Spo. Now, the coaching matchup, Spo is way better than Tibbs. But Tibbs ain't no slouch. I think that'll be a really good chess match between those two. But man, I'll put money on that series because Jimmy cannot beat us alone. We're too deep.
Yeah. Jimmy is that dude though. But with Tyler Hero out, I think we'll be able to take them. I feel like Tibbs has found a way to scheme to leave the right people open on defense and kind of collapse Jimmy and give him different looks. I think we should be fine. I don't expect it to be easy series whatsoever because Jimmy Butler is a beast. When I talk about Donovan Mitchell not being able to play in that middle area and probe and pick you apart, Jimmy Butler can definitely do that. And that's what makes him dangerous. So we're going to have to be on P's and Q's if we play the Miami or the Bucks too. We won't know what's going to happen with the Bucks. All right.
Yeah.
But also salute to the chat, man. I gotta speak on my man Obadiah, Dunker's Delight. I have to speak on that, all right? Because my man quietly has been one of the most consistent people in this series. Quietly, all right, in his limited minutes. But shout out to everybody. DJ Dak, shout out to you, man, child, Prezi, the boss, picks for Timmy, Ernesto, The Verge. Everybody, Angrill, everybody rock with the KOT show. If you love the show, hit that subscribe button, man. We love talking Knicks basketball. All right. So I'm gonna let you know. Everybody's watching right now. Right after this is truly live. After the show's over, the show is gonna be gone, but it'll be back up in the morning. So when you be like, oh, what's happened to them? It's coming back. But be here and enjoy the show right now. It'll be right back up at 9 a.m. All right. So definitely check it out tomorrow morning and enjoy the show. But let's talk about Obadiah, man. Slow growth all season. Defensive liability. Slowly, his defense has gotten better and better and better.
Yes.
His rebounding has picked up. In the last game, he had 8 rebounds. This game, not so much, but we had Mitch and Josh Hart doing all the rebounding. But it's just impressive how when Julius Randle went down, he just answered the bell. Obviously, those moments when Julius Randle was injured at the end of the season, it really helped him get into rhythm. And he's played without fear, hitting threes, going to the hole, and passing a good game from Obadiah in his limited minutes.
You know what the best part about Obi Toppin's game is? And I agree, that hasn't been pointed out. This might be the first time any of us have pointed out that Toppin's defense has really improved over the last couple of months. His handle has too. I've been watching him, and his face-up game is dramatically improving because he's able to put the ball on the floor and control it when he drives, either from the top to left or straight to the middle into the basket. He's gotten a handle where he can do a little bit between the legs, cross over his opponent. Once he adds a step back and a hezzy, it's game over. Because that handle is improving. We need to start playing him at the 3, re-sign that guy, and let's adjust the lineup and really put him at the 3. Because he would be a dominant. His size, his shooting ability, his athletic ability, his defense. If he was a small forward, and that's the Randle and RJ, baby, let's go, baby. Chip all the way.
Yeah, that pull up midi, when we first, I was like, okay, show me something, Obi, okay.
He's been working on him.
Looking small forward-ish. Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, Obi definitely stepped up to the plate when Julius Randle went down with the injury. Knocked down a couple of threes. He had a fast break bucket as well, where he leaked out off a rebound and got that windmill dunk that pretty much, took the air out the arena as well. And Obi played well tonight, man. And he's definitely been good defensively as well. I know that was one thing, we've been complaining about Obi these past few seasons, his defense. Well, his defense has been very good this series. I definitely got to give him props on that end. And everything that Lee said, like you can tell his game is improving. He's been working on his game, man. Yeah, man, the Knicks got a squad, man. That's all I guess. Oh, man. Squad.
It's almost surprising how comfortable he looks. from game one till now. Because game one, there were certain people who was been getting a lot of minutes all season long that were tentative. And Obi from game one shot the shots when he went in there, took it to the hole. He went like business as usual. He was playing with the same confidence he had at the end of the season during the playoffs and didn't waver at all. Like to come in the game cold, Julius Randle down on the floor and just straight up hit a three in the corner. Like, I'm kind of shocked because he was so tentative when he got here, afraid that Tibbs would pull him at any little point, and that's just disappeared, and it's crazy.
Ryan, you just your comment about how deep we are and how we have a squad really brought a question to my mind that I keep forgetting to ask you guys when I'm on the show with y'all. You guys have been fans for longer than me. You both watched that 9-9 team. Do you think for the era that it was in, because the talent level has evolved since in the last 20 years, was that 9-9 team better during that period for that era than this squad is for this current era?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Was it better for that period, for that era? You know what about the 99 team, man? It was like they snuck up on people. It's kind of weird. It's hard to compare that era because they snuck up on people at the end of the playoffs and caught momentum at the right time. So they sucked for a while, then they got together, and then they kind of like snuck in at the A seed, and then they like ended up in the finals. So it's really hard to say too because of the injuries. Like they never really got a chance to really gel for long periods of time. So it's kind of hard to compare the talent level to me. But like Ewing was on that squad, right? But Ewing was old at that point.
Right.
So Camby stepped up. But when Camby was, Camby wouldn't have had the chance to be the man unless Ewing was down. So and they never really got a chance to really be like that real 1-2 punch together when both of them were really healthy. So it was like Ewing, Camby, Sprewell, Houston. Like we had a squad, man. I don't think it was as deep at every position, but it's hard to compare. Like if Ewing was healthy, that team might have actually. That Houston Sprewell, Ewing can be. I don't know, man. If Ewing was healthy, I say it would be comparable, but he wasn't healthy, so it's hard to say.
I think I've watched that entire run in the playoffs, but in hindsight, and including also Charlie Ward, Kurt Thomas, and Chris Childs, that were some of the depth of that team as well. Most of the guys in that squad were either at their level of potential, their ceiling, or past it. Like they were on the downside of their career. This squad has mostly players who haven't reached their potential yet. And that's why I might give a slight edge to this current squad, because they're already great on offense and defense, and there's still a ceiling to be met. Whereas really the only guys who hadn't met their ceiling at the time of 9-9 was Camby, Spree, and Houston, who I think probably, even though Houston was injured, got a little bit better as their careers went on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
But the reason I asked is, if this team is better in 2023 than the 9-9 team was in 9-9, and that team got to the finals, why not? Why not?
It's hard to compare that to say we're going to the final. Like Jalen Brunson is that dude to me. And towards the end of the season, to me, it's always been about who's stepping up. RJ and Julius Randle. Like when Brunson, I keep saying the same thing all for the last 2 months. If Jalen Brunson has doubled, who is going to step up? So far, that's been RJ Barrett. So if that trend continues, we have a shot. But also the 3-point shooting I think the 3-point shooting still for the next round, I think has to be a little bit better.
100%. 100%.
I don't think we can get by beating the Heat Well, here's the thing: the Heat aren't necessarily good 3-point shooters either, even though they're shooting threes well in the series. You know what I mean? So it's still like a weird. We can still kind of grind that series out because they still are big 3-point shooters.
We can't do that against Boston. We must hit threes against Boston. But I agree with you. We didn't get away with being shaky against Miami and Cleveland, but Boston's a completely different system.
Boston is a different animal, but I always felt like we matched up well against Boston, especially if they're playing Robert Williams with Mitch, because Mitch versus Robert Williams, Mitch can dissect
destroy
Robert Williams. If it's Horford, bringing Mitch out the paint, he might have a little bit more problems. So that's when it gets a little bit tricky, and we might have to get a little bit more creative. But that's one of those series where we can't. That's a series where Julius Randle has to be Randle. Like, we're not going to get by playing Boston without Julius Randle being the all-star that he was in the season.
I've seen some back. It's kind of split in the chat. I might say more people are saying the 9-9 team was better, which I'm not going to argue that. I mean, I wasn't even around to see it. I've only seen it again in hindsight on NBA TV and watching no tape. But this team, I think, has a higher ceiling than that 9-9 team because of how older Ewing was and LJ was on the downside of their career.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I feel like the 9-9 team might be better too, but our team isn't done yet. So it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Brunson, this is his first year being that guy. He could be better next year, right? Houston and Sprewell, that tandem.
Unbelievable.
Man, like, I don't know if he's around. Yeah, he was around. The Houston Sprewell era was freaking phenomenal, man. I just wish Houston was injury free.
Yeah.
50% jump shooter out the gate when healthy. Automatic, one dribble pull up. He was almost like, he was kind of like Klay Thompson, but with less defense.
Yeah, I mean, I got cut off, so I wasn't even able to answer the question. In my opinion, that 99 team in their era compared to the team now in this era, I think I got to see how far this team goes first for me to make a accurate comparison because at least we know that 99 team made the finals and like JL said, they started out pretty bad and then they kind of snuck up on people, snuck into the playoffs, whereas the team this year, this Knicks team did sneak up on people, but at the same time, this Knicks team, I think they played better way earlier in the season compared to the 99 team. So it's kind of like this team picked up momentum way much earlier in the season compared to that 99 team. So it's kind of this team kind of snuck up on people, but at the same time, this team was letting people know, we here, we're not a team to be messed with, as opposed to that 99 team where it's they kind of just snuck up. You know what I mean? And and like JL said, that Houston Sprewell combo was crazy in those days. And I don't know if there's a
that Houston Sprewell we have Jalen Brunson, and then it's can Randle do it? Can RJ do it?
Yeah,
Houston with Sprewell will do it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Houston with Sprewell will get it done. RJ, he's showing up in these playoffs, so it's you have a flash where it can go somewhere, but he has a lot to prove but it's trending in the right direction as far as this series goes, and the same for Julius Randle. So top end talent, I would say Jalen Brunson might be. I feel like Jalen Brunson might be better top end talent, but then that second guy is shaky.
That 99 team definitely had a really difficult road to the finals too. That Atlanta team was the weakest team they played, but Indiana and Miami were. I mean, those are some really solid rosters, some of the best rosters of that 20-year period from 90 to 2010. And then, of course, they lost to the beginning of the greatest dynasty in recent memory with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
And Sean Elliott.
Yeah.
Came back from cancer to kill us on from 3.
Right. Then you say, yo, Houston is pretty well better than the whole roster. Listen, I'm saying this as the biggest Allen Houston fan. I was rocking an Allen Houston jersey more than anybody. But Brunson was averaging 26 points a game since January. All right, so it's a little bit different. But Houston is not a slouch, though. Like I said, he's one of my all-time favorite players. This is no disrespect to Houston or Spree. Spreewell is a dog, too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spreewell is, woo, man. Talk about passion. We talk about Julius Randle passion.
Gunshots for Spree.
Just gunshots for the Spree passion, man.
Yeah.
It's great seeing them in the Garden, man. Spree's there, LJ. Who else? Starts was there. Bernard King.
Bernard King, yeah.
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 It's great.
Yeah, we fell to the Spurs, though. The Twin Towers from the Spurs. It is what it is, man. But yo, salute to the chat. Thanks for that question. We're going down memory lane, giving us a nice little hypothetical question.
Got the chat active too.
Yeah, got the chat active. Yeah, man, what a time to be alive. That was a good time to be a Knicks fan that 99 year. And I ain't talking about IQ, you know, actually a decent game, 19 points a day. 19 points a day. Always felt like he should have been on Darius Garland more this series, and he did well on him today. Wasn't pretty offensively all series long, but I'm hoping that he kind of got his feet wet for this last game and can find the rhythm the next game. So yeah, shout out to IQ. All right.
So
I feel like, yeah. I don't know. You guys have anything that you guys want to touch on? Anything you want to get off your chest?
I do got a bro pick.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it's not a it's not a terrible bro pick per se, but yeah, so you know, after every game, you know, there's a post conference and you know, reporters ask players questions and things of that nature. So a reporter, so you have Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, you know, they're in the conference together, right? And the reporter asks Mitch a question about RJ Barrett. And then my guy Mitch says, he's coming with great energy and stuff like that. Pause. And RJ
what?
Barrett, and then RJ Barrett just proceeded to like put his head in his face.
Bruh. Oh my God.
Mitch is gonna Mitch, man. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. Please don't kill that man today. He got 19 rebounds. All right. Oh man. You have anything to say, Lee?
Man, salute Tom Thibodeau, man. He did it. I knew he would. I said he would. We all thought he would. He got out of the first round. This was his biggest win of his career as a lower seed, beating a higher seed. It's bigger than 2013 when the Bullies beat the Nets. This was a team that most pundits and experts had the Cavs winning in 7, even a series going 7. No one had the Nets winning in 5.
Experts.
Yeah. So for Tom Thibodeau to supersede all expectations, man, I got David Thibodeau guy. He coached his ass off. It was the best string of games I've ever seen him coach in his entire head coaching career. I got a lot of faith in him now. Never bring that sign out again. There's nothing can ruin this postseason. We're playing with house money from this point on. Like it's been an unbelievable regular season, an unbelievable postseason, and it's just only going to get better as we are going to the finals. I got a bruh pick too. 2 of my favorite bums were fired the other day. Shout out Don Lemon and Tucker Bum-Ass Carlson. My 2 guys are fired from the jobs. I know I never got to listen to both those bums on news again, especially Tucker Carlson, who spews nothing but toxic BS and lies all over Fox News, corrupting people who I love and their minds on a daily basis. I'm so happy they were fired, man. Shout out. It's a great day to be a Net fan. Let's go.
Moving on to politics. All right.
Oh,
I'm bringing back my old bruh from the first episode. All right, bruh goes to Channing Frye.
Bruh,
I still can't believe that you had freaking Richard Jefferson pick the Knicks, and he's a known Knick hater, Nick troller, and he actually knows our team better than you, Channing. Like, bruh, he was like Josh Hart is the adult in the room, and he was gonna be able to solidify the bench and did it. And Channing Frye didn't see it. I guess he was blinded by the days when he was on the cast, LeBron and them, but RJ actually showed the light. So, brother, you, bruh, still last. I respect you, Channing, but that was a bad look. That was a really bad.
And I want to kind of harp on that a little bit because you see all these people that pick the Cavaliers over the Knicks. It's lazy analysts. It's lazy analyzing the games because anyone who picked the Cavaliers over the Knicks, it's clear to me that they did not watch the Knicks versus Cavaliers all season.
Yeah.
It's clear as all they did was look at stats and they saw that Cleveland was like what, a top 3 team in offensive rating. I think they have like the top defensive rating in the league. And they just put those two things together and they were like, you know what? Cleveland's one of the best defensive teams in the league. They're able to shut down the Knicks. They're one of the best offensive teams in the league. And then there was an illusion because I think the Knicks had like what? I want to say they had the 19th best offense. I mean, the 19th best defensive rating in the league for the season. And again, they're looking at these stats and they're like, the Knicks have the 19th best defensive rating, but the Cavaliers have like one of the top offensive ratings in the league. That means the Knicks not going to be able to hold them. And with the Cavaliers being the best defensive team, there's no way the Knicks are going to win this series. But it's like the 19th rating was pretty much a sham. Yeah. Because if you watch the Knicks this season, Knicks play way better defense.
Yep.
When they're locked in than that 19th or so defensive rating that they had this season. That's number one. Number two, if you watch the Knicks and Cavaliers games this season, like Lee said earlier, the Knicks pretty much dominate in every matchup except for the Donovan Mitchell matchup. The Knicks are just better in every position and they're a deeper team. So it's like if you actually watch the games and you watch them with a keen eye, there's no way anyone would pick the Cavaliers over the Knicks in this series. No way.
Yeah. I got into like a little mini debate over somebody on Twitter who had some video. And I guess he was an analyst and he was just like, He was so flabbergasted. I can't believe that. I mean, I was just like, how can you not believe? He's like, well, I just thought, Cavs are better. And Donovan Mitchell scored 72. So I was just like, did you watch any of the games between the Knicks and the Cavs? Like, did you see Donovan Mitchell versus Jalen Brunson last year versus Utah? Like, I don't understand how this catches you by surprise if you call yourself a basketball analyst. Like, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad at you picking the Cavs over the Knicks. I ain't even mad, but there's people who've been like, "Oh, this is gonna be a sweep. This is gonna be like a fight." I'm like, "Yeah, are y'all watching?"
And that one game the Cavs did win, Kevin Love went off and hit like 8 threes. That's really the onny reason they won. It would have been a 4 sweep if it wasn't for that. And Kevin Love's not on the team anymore.
You gotta watch him on the freaking Miami. Like, geez.
I really truly believe the 90% of mainstream media doesn't watch more than 8 to 10 Knicks games a year. I really believe it because their analysis never really concedes points that are made during the season and show like the nuance of how this team has evolved.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out, hold on. I got to shout out to my people in the chat. I see Pam's in the chat right now. Shout out to NYK. Shout out to NYK, Terry, and Trey in the chat. Shout out to JR Cruz. Shout out to Knicks for Timmy. Shout out to Gregory Lee. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Manza, Deshaun, NYK. Everybody else is rocking with the show. All right, yo, I don't have the phone lines up today. Yo, listen. Shout out for the super chats. It's going towards the J. Ellis Computer Fund, all right? I got a new computer today. I was working really hard to get the audio working. I couldn't, so we had to do some other stuff to get it working. But I'm just glad we have sound effects because y'all kill me every time we don't have gunshots and we win. All right, so we got gunshots and we win. We got the music. I just wasn't able to get the phone lines up, but hopefully we'll get that going for the next show after I get some tech support over here. All right. But thank you guys for watching, man. And salute to you guys. And we will be back. I know we've been talking about doing another preview show.
Yeah.
With the all-star content creators and
Avengers, baby.
Yeah. Exactly. I got George from the Knicks verse. Probably coming back, and we had Danny. I don't know. CK might make this one. We'll see. But definitely stay tuned for that. I'm gonna try to put that together. I just need to get my computer together so we can do that. All right, cool. that is our show. Salute to you guys. Salute to you guys. All right. Lee, let them know where they can find you, sir.
So happy to watch this unbelievable first round win with you, Jay Ellis and Ryan. I know you guys have been only doing the show since 2016. You've only seen one first round win, the same that I saw it against the Boston Celtics. So I'm so happy to share this experience with y'all and talk about this all 82 team and all 5 of these games. I'm so happy, especially Jay Ellis, for you to have a show and be able to cover this while the Knicks are winning. That's fantastic.
Man.
Catch me on Twitter @_ Lee Escobedo, LEESCOBEDO. Love you, Pops. John Baines, I'm glad you're here in the chat, bro. I'm glad that you're one of the mods. I love you, brother. Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go. Ryan G, let him know.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIR. G is CHILLI. You can also find me at Sir G's Corner. You can also find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT. And I see that Josh Hart is back to his clowning ways, man, because him and Brunson's having a post-game conference, and this dude basically is making fun of Brunson, calling him overrated and overpaid, and then proceeds to annoy him by eating wings while he's while Brunson's answering questions.
Love this guy, man.
Oh man. Yeah, he has to stay, man. He has to stay just to troll Brunson in press conferences alone, yeah. Yeah, man. It's really good to, we started this in 2016, Ryan, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ryan was the last one to join the team, and he that's the way it be happening, you know. That's the way it be happening. He was the
best co-host in the game, Ryan G, with the stats and facts. Say it once, say it twice, say it thrice.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
Facts.
It's true.
Last one to join the team, and he's still rocking. So shout out to Ryan G, man. It's really been good to put in all this work and actually witness this and still be able to do a show. And wow, this is like amazing. But follow us on Twitter at the KOT Show. Follow us on Instagram at the Knick O Time Show as well, and Facebook as well at the Knick O Time Show. Also go to the knickotimeshow.com to read our blogs. I know Ken dropped the blog. Hey, you can still read the Game 5 preview blog if you want to. You see if he was right or not. All right. But yeah, salute to everybody in the chat, the supporters and everybody. Great show, guys. Great show.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you already know what it is. As always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
The mess out here in Ohio, man. They shambles right now. They crying tears. Oh my gosh. LeBron left them. Now they got Donovan Mitchell. He might leave 2 years because y'all still gonna be. That's our show. We out here.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.